limit my cell phone time. On my iPhone, you can turn on the night shift mode, or you can buy one of those protective screens. That's always good. Those are just some lifestyle hacks that I would be doing and implementing on a daily basis. Oh, and then of course your gut. Don't forget about what the things you're putting in your gut, which we already mentioned. Now let's get into some of the supplements you should consider. Then I'm going to wrap it up with sleep timing. We'll do some giveaways, and then I'm going to do the wrap up. So here's my top supplements right here for anybody that needs to hack any kind of shift work. First one is vitamin D. So critical. I remember when I was working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and after just 6 months of this, I went and saw the doctor just for a normal, regular physical, and my vitamin D levels were drastically low. And that was one of the things the doctor mentioned. And you think, well, okay, well, what does it matter? Why do I need vitamin D? Well, for a host of reasons, but fellas, vitamin D is directly correlated with testosterone production, sex hormones, anything like that. So you want to keep your vitamin D levels over a certain percentage. And they've even found that vitamin D, people with low, that have died early deaths, they all had low vitamin D levels, and I believe it was below 40 nanomilliliters. So vitamin D is critical. You always hear doctors saying, hey, if you're sick, add some extra vitamin D. Now here's the thing to remember with vitamin D. A lot of people make a mistake and they just pop a pill. Totally cool. We want to upregulate our vitamin D because we're not getting enough of it. And the vitamin D I'm talking about is vitamin D3. You still need to get out in the sun. Don't think you can just pop vitamin D and not go in the sun. When you go in the sun, you actually activate the vitamin D in its sulfated form, which is critical, and nobody does that. If you're just popping vitamin D, it's going to help, but it's going to raise your blood plasma levels, but it's not going to activate it the way we get the sulfated form from the vitamin D hitting our skins. So vitamin D is critical. Number 2, water. It sounds so stupid, but like I mentioned earlier, water, magnetism, and the sun, and I know it's a little woo-woo to think about, but just think about it being a charge for your battery, for your car. If you want your car to run efficiently, you need water, and many of us are exposed to a lot of nasty stuff out there that is dehydrating us, especially shift work, especially is dehydrating you, and you're going to need extra water. A lot of people make the mistake, they drink sufficient amount of water, but none of it's being absorbed. So we want to be doing things like adding some, pink Himalayan sea salt, maybe some minerals. One of the fun things I like to do is there's this brand called Noon. It's an electrolyte tab. If any of you guys know about that, like it, share it. I'm going to give anybody that shares this video, I'm going to find you and I'm going to send you a box of Noon electrolyte tablets. They're fun, they're flavorful, you can throw them in your water and you're going to absorb the water a lot better. So water with some kind of minerals we want to be thinking about so that it actually absorbs in the cells. DHA. This is, I couldn't pronounce it, like dehydroclassic something acid. It's an omega-3 fatty acid. That's all you need to know. And you always hear about DHA when you're thinking about brain growth, especially with babies. So here's the tweetable, is that DHA and melatonin, those are just wiped out from artificial blue light. They are so DHA and melatonin, that's not a good tweetable. DHA and melatonin, they are just completely eradicated. That's still not a good tweetable. They're completely eradicated and destroyed, that's the word, destroyed from blue light. So the artificial blue light is just wiping a lot of that out of our system. An easy way you can get DHA, Nordic Naturals sells a great brand of omega-3 fish pills, fish oil, or eat more fish. Start buying smoked salmon with your eggs. Eat sardines. That's an easy thing to do to get some more DHA. Krill oil is another good one, high in DHA. You can get it. I like On It has a good brand for DHA. So we need to be getting that to charge the battery of our cell. Water and DHA, critical. Next one is magnesium. I put this down here because everyone, like 80% of the population, is deficient in magnesium. And this is known as the anti-stress molecule, or mineral. It's known as the anti-stress mineral. And it's responsible for 300 enzymatic expressions in our body. So it's super critical, and we go through it a lot, and we're exhausting that. So we need to replenish it. I like Natural Calm. If you guys like that brand, there's a lemon raspberry one. I'm going to send it to one of you. Just, again, share this, like this, comment. Tell me what you're liking about this. I'm gonna ping you afterwards, and I'll send you my favorite brand. It's a magnesium citrate, and you put it in hot water, and it kind of is like a tea, and then you can drink it, and it's citrate, so it's highly absorbable. It's good stuff, and that's my favorite brand of magnesium. Again, it's great for calming the nervous system, just calming your overall body. That's why people take magnesium sulfate baths or Epsom salt baths, right, to restore that magnesium and relax. So we need magnesium. This is just a general one. Everyone needs some more of that. And then the last one, melatonin. I don't always suggest this for everybody, but if you can kind of see from watching this video, you kind of understand that, hey, with circadian disruption and shift work, we are not getting probably the proper dose of melatonin. You know, all these hormones are breaking down from 10 p.m. There's this magic window from 10 p.m. to about 2 a.m. is when you get this nice hormone production, and your body's rebuilding and repairing. Well, guess what? If you're working nights, you're not getting that. And so that's why we see this melatonin disruption, which is associated with longevity and youth and sleep. I mean, obviously. What a lot of people do is they just think they can supplement their way out of it. So they just high dose melatonin. The problem with that is then your body learns not to produce it at all. So we don't want to do that. If you're going to supplement with melatonin, think about microdosing it. I think the amount for like a microdose would be like 0.3 milligrams. It's very small. And all we're doing is just kind of nudging our bodies into sleep. We're not just trying to be conked out dead, because that's not going to work, and it's going to disrupt your actual overall production. So a brand, I've been experimenting with the Bulletproof Sleep Mode. And just so you guys know, I'm going to, at the end of this, at the end of tonight, I'm going to create a blog post, and I'm going to have everything linked, everything. So if it's something that you like or you want to try, I'll link to everything. This is all going to be worded out, even if you missed the video. And I'll do that for you. So the brand I've been using is Sleep Mode by Bulletproof, and for me, it's been great. The days I work, I've been feeling a lot more restful, just kind of waking up more restful, even after only like 5 hours of sleep, because I got a 3-year-old. I don't know if you can hear him yelling in the background. So he's waking me up at 7. If I can get another hour of sleep, great, but not always. I'm getting home at 2, getting up at 8. That's not that much sleep. I'm getting 5-6 hours. So I've noticed the melatonin has been kind of just making me more restful. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other brands, but this is a brand I can trust. So I've been experimenting with that. And later, probably in another week or so, I'm going to have some sleep hacks for you. And I've actually got sleep data that I've been tracking for the last 6 months. And I'm going to show you the effects that I've had with melatonin in terms of my deep sleep, my REM sleep. It's been tremendous. So I'll share that with you. But yeah, you want to think about it. It's not going to do any harm to you. It's an antioxidant, and you just, it's going to add in that restful sleep. So these are the top supplements that I would pick. Let's go back. We're almost done here. Thanks for hanging with me. If you've been hanging out with me, share with people. Tell me what you're liking. Come on. All right, so we covered supplements. Let's get into sleep timing really quick. So there's this book called The Power of When by Dr. I think Michael Bruce, and he talks about chronobiology and how some of us have genes that dictate the way we are designed to sleep. What does that mean for you? Here's the thing. Have you ever felt like, I'm just not a morning person, like I don't like it, I don't feel, I try to go to bed at 9 and then I wake up and it's not working? Well, you probably are right. You probably have a gene that is connected to your chronobiology that it's not optimal for you to go to bed at 9 and wake up at 5. You're just not what he calls a bear. And 55% of the population is a bear. They're people that go to bed they work the 9 to 5, they're up early, they work basically the same hours that, the sun sets and the sun rises. That's the majority, but there's another 15% who don't sleep at night at all, another 15% who are night owls, and then another 15% of the population that, dolphins, you got bears. Somebody help me out. I know someone's watching that's a biohacker. You got lions, bears, dolphins, and wolves. Either way, you've got 4 different types of people that he categorizes that are completely different in their chronobiological times, when it's ideal for them to be sleeping. So when you're coming off of your dog watch shift or your midnight watch shift, you want to be thinking about how I can regulate my sleep timing. Now, according to your chronobiology. So there's a free quiz. If you go to his website, you can actually get the free quiz and see where you are. It's like a 10 questionnaire. And you can see what's the ideal sleep timing for you. And sleep timing is critical. I've been doing this is going to come out in the next couple of weeks of a blog post, but I'll give you just a quick example. If I go to sleep at So typically I'm getting off at 2 in the morning. This is my normal shift. I get off at 2. Now, if the next day I try to go to bed at 9 and then wake up early, you'll see that even though I'm getting on paper like 8 hours of sleep, the actual sleep data that I'm receiving says that my REM sleep was off, my deep sleep was off, and really I wasn't getting any restorative sleep. So switching your sleep timing around just because you think you came off that shift and, oh, I'm going to make up for this sleep debt, it's not going to happen. So we need to be perfecting our sleep timing for optimization for us. And regardless if you work a late night shift, I would recommend that you get to bed at least by around 11 p.m. And the reason is at 11 p.m. there's another surge that happens. They call it a second wind. So what happens is you get this extra surge of cortisol that says, hey, it's time to be up some more. And so if you're not in bed before 11, you're going to get that extra hit, and that's what's going to make you feel more awake and edgy and not able to fall asleep. So think about sleep timing and think about getting to bed still on your days off at 11 p.m. So let's just go over some things. Let's wrap this all up. Again, we want to maximize our mitochondria, we want to maximize our ability to mitigate some of the damage caused by this circadian rhythm disruption and our shift work. So remember, a couple of top things. One, again, get out in the sun early if you can. Ideal time is 9 to 11. Many of you can't. I know I used to get up at like 2 p.m. when I was working late night. But get out. The easiest thing is get outside, make your coffee, and just sit outside for 20 minutes if you can. At least let the sun hit your eyes for 3 minutes. We want to build that serotonin. We want to get that vitamin D activated in our skin, right? Testosterone, hormones, all that good stuff from vitamin D. And we want to charge our batteries. So do that. Number 2, you want to mitigate some of the effects from blue light. So you can wear blue light blocking glasses. You can, you know what? I'm going to send somebody a pair of goofy looking blue blocker glasses. Yeah, tell me what you, show me that you shared this with somebody, and I'm going to send you a pair on Amazon that I like, that are super effective, and it helps take out all the blue light. They wrap around, they look dorky, but they're effective. So I'll send that to you. I'll ping you offline when I go through all the comments and read. But yeah, you want to put some blue blocking glasses on. You can, if Dan Dudley's watching this, he knows what I'm talking about. I'm gonna buy him a pair personally, anyways. So you can get a pair of blue blocking glasses, or the screen protectors, or even turn on the night shift on your iPhone. And then, hey, we gotta optimize our supplements, which I already covered: vitamin D, magnesium, melatonin, DHA, water, and lastly, your sleep timing. So optimize those things. Comment, let me know how this went. I want to hear from some of you, or matter of fact, I'm going to go offline, but send me your questions. I'd love to hear what other issues you're having with sleep, and I'll answer those questions. I can't wait. I want to know. So let me know if any of these things resonated with you, anything you liked. Please share with people, and again, send me your questions, and I will comment them after this video ends. Thanks.